The ancient Greeks invented democracy, the Olympics, philosophy, theater, and the concept of the hero's journey. They were, by every measure, absolutely brilliant people. They also thought the womb could just wander around inside your body, like it had somewhere to be, like it was late for an appointment. And that, somehow, is directly connected to why Greek women didn't wear bras. Stick with me, and this is going to get weird before it gets educational. Okay, so first, let's set the scene. Ancient Greece, roughly 500 BCE. You wake up, you're a Greek woman. What do you put on? Step 1, the chiton. 2 big rectangles of linen or wool, pinned at the shoulders, belted at the waist. Think of it like a toga, but make it fashion. Step 2, the himation. A large draped cloth thrown over everything like a very stylish blanket. Step 3, nothing structured underneath. Some women wore something called a strophion, basically a long strip of cloth wrapped around the chest. Functional, simple, the ancient world's version of a bandeau top. But most of the time, even that wasn't happening. The question is, why? Was it because they didn't care? Was it because fabric was expensive? Was it because nobody had invented the underwire yet? It is so much more interesting than that. Reason number 1. Greek beauty was not about what you think. Here's something nobody mentions in school. The Greek ideal of beauty wasn't about maximizing curves. It was about proportion, symmetry, mathematical balance. These are the same people who built the Parthenon with deliberately slightly curved columns so your eyes would perceive straight lines. They were obsessed with making things look geometrically perfect, and in that world, the aesthetic ideal for a woman's body was contained, controlled, draped beautifully, not engineered into a shape. Lifting and separating was not on the menu. A garment that reshaped the body would have been seen as fussy, excessive, like wearing a corset to a philosophy lecture. Nobody's got time for that when Socrates is talking. The goal was to let the fabric drape naturally over whatever shape you had, which, when you think about it, is actually a pretty healthy attitude. The Greeks just accidentally invented body neutrality 2,500 years ago. Reason number 2. The doctor said no, for absolutely insane reasons. Now this is where history gets truly unhinged. Greek physicians, followers of Hippocrates, the guy your doctor still quotes, had very strong opinions about tight clothing on women. They thought it was medically dangerous. Their reasoning? The body contains pneuma, a kind of vital life force or breath that needs to circulate freely. Binding the chest too tightly could disrupt pneuma. Bad move. But wait, it gets better. They also believed the womb could physically move around inside the body. I'm not making this up. It was called hysteria, from the Greek word for uterus, hystera. And one of the triggers they believed caused the womb to start its little tour of the abdomen: tight clothing. So according to the best medicine of 400 BCE, wearing a tight chest band could cause your uterus to just detach from its moorings and go exploring. Now, obviously, we know that's not how any of this works, but in ancient Greece, these guys were the experts. Hippocrates was basically the ancient world's Dr. Oz, except somehow respected. And so, by official medical advice, compressing the chest was out. Your doctor told you not to wear a bra, and the doctor was wrong for the most spectacular reason in history. Reason number 3, unless you were Spartan. Then you definitely wore one. Here's the twist. Not all Greek women lived the same life. Athens kept women largely indoors. Respectable Athenian wives managed the household. They weren't running sprints. Sparta was a completely different story. Spartan women trained. They competed in public athletic events. They were expected to be physically strong. So what happened after Greece? Did the free draped approach stick around? Absolutely not. Rome adopted Greek fashion, then slowly went the other direction. Medieval Europe buried women under 12 layers of fabric. Then came the corset, which made the wandering womb theory look scientifically sound by comparison. For roughly 1,000 years, tight binding of the torso was essentially mandatory for respectable women. Doctors now said you needed the restriction. Women went from being told loose fabric was medically correct to being told a device that cracked ribs was medically correct. Medicine. Evolving. slowly. The modern bra as we know it wasn't patented until 1913. Mary Phelps Jacob, a New York socialite, sewed 2 handkerchiefs together with ribbon, wore it under a sheer evening gown, and thought, "This should exist." She patented it, sold the patent for $1,500. The industry that patent helped build is now worth $16 billion globally. $1,500. $16 billion industry. I hope she's haunting someone. So here's what we actually learned today. Greek women mostly didn't wear structured support garments because of a specific aesthetic philosophy, genuinely incorrect but seriously believed medical theory, and a social system that meant most of them weren't doing anything physically demanding anyway, unless they were Spartan, in which case original sports bra, documented, 530 BCE. And somewhere in that 2,500-year gap between a Spartan athlete and a New York socialite with 2 handkerchiefs, a lot of women had a lot of opinions about what they were being told to wear. Same as today, honestly. Subscribe if you want more history that's actually interesting. I drop new videos every week, and I promise they're all at least this weird. See you in the next one.